Hello, let's continue with the next point from the construction of superstructure. The very important point from this topic is the formwork or shuttering. Okay, formwork or shuttering is in concrete construction is used as mold for a structure in which fresh concrete is poured only to harden subsequently. Okay, it means it is simply a mold constructed to fill the concrete in it and to make a permanent member of the building construction. Okay, formworks can also be named based on the type of structural member construction, such as slab formwork for use in slab, beam formwork, column formwork for use in beams and columns respectively. Okay, these are the names given to the formwork provided by that member. Okay, when the formwork is constructed for slab casting, it is called as slab formwork. In case of beam, it is called beam formwork, and for column, it is column formwork. So, what are the basic requirements of good formwork? Okay, it means how should be the good formwork for the construction of the permanent members. Okay, the formwork should be strong enough to withstand all types of dead and live loads. Obviously, it should carry all types of dead loads and live loads coming on the structure. Then it should be a rigidly constructed and efficiently propped and braced both horizontally and vertically to retain its shape. Okay, then again the joints in the formwork should be tight against leakage of cement grouped. Okay, it means it should not allow the leakage of the cement slurry through it. Okay, the construction of formwork should permit removal of various parts in desired sequences without damage to the concrete. Then again, the material of the formwork should be cheap, readily available, and should be suitable for reuse. The formwork should be set accurately to the desired line, and levels should have a plane surface. It should be as light as possible, obviously, and the material of the formwork should not warp or get distorted when exposed to the elements. Okay, these are the some basic requirements of good formwork. Then there are some types of formwork or shuttering. First one is a timber formwork, very commonly used. Timber formwork should satisfy these basic requirements again. It should be that timber should be well seasoned, light in weight. It should be easily workable with nails without splitting. Then it should be free from loose knots. Timber used for shuttering for exposed concrete work should have smooth and even surface on all faces which come in contact with the concrete. Okay, these are the some basic requirements of timber formwork, and that makes a perfect timber formwork. Okay, then the second type of formwork or shuttering is plywood formwork. You can clearly see in the image the clear about plywood formwork. It is resin bonded plywood sheets are attached to timber frames to make up panels of the required sizes. The cost of plywood formwork compares favorably with that of timber shuttering, and it may even prove cheaper in some instances given following considerations. Okay, the first consideration is it is possible to have a smooth finish, in which case on cost in surface finishing is there. Then by the use of large size panels, it is possible to affect saving in the labor cost of fixing and dismantling again. And again, the number of reuses are more as compared with timber shuttering. For estimation purposes, the number of reuses can be taken up to 20 to 25. Okay, the reuses of this formwork are more as compared to the wooden formwork. The reuse, they can be reused up to 20 to 25 times. Okay, then the third type of formwork is steel formwork, which is very commonly used nowadays for big sites or for large structures. This consists of panels fabricated out of thin steel plates stiffened along the edges by small steel angles. The panel units can be held together through use of suitable clamps or bolts and nuts. The panels can be fabricated in large numbers in any desired modular shape or size. Then steel forms are largely used in large projects or in a situation where large number of reuses of shuttering is possible. In that case, these are commonly used. And this type of shutter is considered most suitable for circular or curved structure. Remember this. These are the commonly used in case of circular or curved structures, steel formworks. Okay. Then we will compare steel formwork to the timber formwork. Difference may be asked in the exam. Steel forms are stronger, durable, and have a longer life than timber formwork, and their reuses are more in number. Obviously, steel formworks are stronger, durable than the timber formwork, and therefore they can be reused much more times than the timber formworks. Okay, then steel forms can be installed and dismantled with great ease and speed. The exposed quality of exposed concrete surface by using steel forms is good, and such surfaces need no further treatment. Okay, steel formwork does not absorb moisture from concrete. It is important advantage of this formwork. The steel formwork does not shrink or warp. Okay, these are the some advantages of steel formwork or timber formwork, and these are again some differentiate point between these two. Okay, then order and method of formwork removal. It is necessary to remove a formwork in particular sequence. The sequence of orders and method of removal of formwork should be very careful. Shuttering forming the vertical face of walls, beams, and columns side should be removed first, as they bear no load but only retain the concrete. Okay. Then shuttering forming soffit of slabs should be removed next. Then shuttering forming soffit of beams, girders, or other heavily loaded shuttering should be removed in the end. Okay. Then a rapid hardening cement, warm weather, and light loading conditions allow early removal of formwork. Then the formwork should under no circumstances be allowed to be removed until all the concrete reaches a strength of at least twice the stress test to which concrete may be subjected at the time of removal of formwork. Okay, and then lastly, All formwork should be aged gradually and carefully in order to prevent load from being suddenly transferred to the concrete. So these are the some cares should be taken while removing our formwork. And lastly, the period of removal of formwork. Okay, these are the very important points uh, regarding to the or basically for our basic knowledge. Types of form and removal of time period. Walls, columns and vertical sides of beams should be removed after 24 to 48 hours as may be decided by the engineer in charge. Then slabs, props left under. When slabs, props left under, and the formwork should be removed. In that case, should be after 3 days. Then beams of its props left under, such in this particular case, it should be removed after 7 days. Then removal of props to slabs spanning up to 4.5 meter. Formwork should be removed after 7 days. Then removal of props to slabs spanning over 4.5 meter after 14 days. Removal of props to beams and arches spanning up to 6 meter. Then the formwork should be removed after 14 days, and removal of props to beams and arches spanning over 6 meter after 21 days. Okay, so this is all about the third topic from building construction, that is construction of superstructure. And we are completing here the third topic of building construction. Okay, thank you so much.